never go out at night.
Nothing comes out at night. No, nothing comes out at night. The title of this movie is a lie, 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 'cause nothing comes out at night. But it was a really good movie. It Comes at Night, written and directed by Trey Edward Schultz. This is his second feature film, I believe. This is produced by A24, so I assume it's going to be a decent, at least well-produced independent movie. This movie stars Joel Edgerton, Christopher Abbott, Carmen Ejogo, and a surprising performance by a youngster named Kelvin Harrison Jr. So the plot here is something has happened to the world, people are getting sick. Joel Edgerton and his family are hiding in a cabin in the woods and trying to avoid what is going on in the outside world. In the very beginning of the movie, they bury their father, who is sick with this illness, and retreat back into their homes, not really sure what to do with themselves. A little bit further into the movie, Christopher Abbott's character gets introduced, and Joel Edgerton, pretty much against his better judgment, takes him and his family into their home to help them survive during whatever the hell, and it's never explained, which is actually probably one of the best parts about the movie. You know, I don't need this to be explained to me. Something is going on in the world, and these people are trapped, and they are afraid, and that is a good enough premise for a film for me. It's not like, you know, you would want to make a prequel to this movie and then, you know, tell how, you know, the story began and how everybody started to get sick. I mean, that would be stupid. That would be like explaining how the Death Star plans were delivered to Princess Leia at the beginning of A New Hope. It's just a terrible idea, and I don't think they'll ever try something stupid like that. So this movie is extremely tense and very well shot, and when I say well shot, I really want to talk about how well, especially A24, the way that they, once again, the producers and the directors that they're hiring on, this film is like kind of a little textbook on how you tell a story with the medium of film. As opposed to The Mummy, which I saw the night before I saw this movie, that movie is exposition constantly. We have to stop and we have to have a character boringly explain what is going on here. You will not find that in this movie. They give you the least amount of information necessary for you to process what is happening, but also that's what keeps the fear and what keeps you connected to these characters. They don't know what's going on. They're afraid anything could happen, and you know what? You are too, because you are totally along for the ride, especially because of the performances of the Kelvin Harrison Jr., Edgerton, Chris Abbott, Riley Keough, and then the Carmen Ejogo. They are all wonderful actors and lay it on the line in this film, and you know, I really appreciate it because this film is very dimly lit to give the impression of kind of this claustrophobic feeling and enclosure. And what's really great about the actors are you can tell what's going on and you can hear in just the little grunts and kind of sounds and even the tiny facial expressions in the dark that you see for them to get this kind of performance across. So I just absolutely appreciated everybody acting in this movie. Now, as you can tell from the song in the beginning of the movie, I am still not understanding why the hell this movie is called It Comes at Night. Nothing comes at night. If they're referring metaphorically to like the fear that men feel and that comes during the day and night in the movie, so I can't think of any reason to call this movie It Comes at Night other than we want it to seem like it's a horror movie. So also the use of music in this movie, people compare this movie to The Witch already, and I'm going to too. You know, it is that sort of atmospheric, slow burn setup. You know, you're not going to be, once again, at the end of this movie, I talked to about 10 people outside of the movie theater who were, needless to say, pissed off at the fact that they didn't see a horror movie. They were waiting for that old grandpa in the trailer with the stuff coming down his lips to bust through doors and start attacking people, and everybody was waiting for that. And I mean, I saw 2 people get up about 35 minutes into this movie and get a refund too. So, you know, bringing that title up again, you got to find a better way to title these movies. It's just, you know, it's not fair to the average moviegoer. I'm aware of what A24 Films is going to put down. I know this isn't a Blumhouse movie, so I think people don't really understand the difference between those two, like just your average moviegoer. So they're going to see this It Comes at Night, and they're going to go see it on a Friday night. I mean, somebody said to me, well, if the whole theater was full, maybe then we would have thought it was a better movie, because then they would have known how to react to things. I mean, that's where this movie leaves you kind of in the dust. Once again, it's not a horror movie. It's not super scary. It was thrilling, and it was intense, and it was dramatic. But I couldn't file this one away under horror ever. So overall, I really enjoyed the movie for what the movie was. Once again, the idea of giving me the least information possible to be able to go on this journey with these characters is a great way to make a film. And A24 is nailing it with these independent films over and over again. I thank everybody for watching the review again. I absolutely appreciate everybody watching because there aren't many. And so the few of you that do, I appreciate it. But if you're first or new to this video, subscribe to me here and then watch other videos here. I didn't like Wonder Woman. You should watch that video and then tell me why I should have. Have a good one.